Hello, everyone, and welcome to 40 Sports Talk here at 1320 AM WARA Radio. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, Claire.
Who's that? No, I can hear you. You have headphones?
So this is Catherine Conley, a.k.a. KC, with Justin Ferreira, a.k.a. the Sportsmaster on the board, Dominic Damiano, Joe Celia, and Lucy Cabral, a.k.a. the Paparazzi, who just came in.
Paparazzi made it.
Yep.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Justin's on the board.
No, not that one. Oh, wait, no,
Yeah, she's about to.
I didn't
I'm
see
on,
it there. I
I'm
didn't
on.
see it. All right, bring it up. There you go. All right, so what I'll do is I will.
So we're talking about football.
High school football.
Football.
Excellent. Everybody do their homework?
Some of us did.
I took some screenshots like from some articles and scores.
Oh, good.
All right, so what I'll do is we'll fire up the music. What I'll do, guys,
Okay.
I'll run down all the scores and then elaborate. Can you hear? Are you
I
plugged
can
in?
hear.
Can you hear?
Can you
Yes,
turn
I
it up-
am.
Turn the headset up a little bit.
We have Justin on the boards today. How awesome is that?
Turn the headset up. To your right.
Hi, Joe.
Go down.
Nice to see you.
Go to your right.
How was the wedding last week?
Go to your right.
It was
See
actually
the knob
really
that says
fun. It was,
headset?
Good.
Where?
Go to your right.
Yeah. It was
Yeah?
it was a fun time.
Good, good.
Oh.
How was the rest of the cake, Casey?
It was really good.
Yeah?
Thanks again for the cake.
Very, very welcome.
It is
Sorry
such a-
everybody had to rush out.
Can you hear him now?
Can you hear?
It's okay.
Yep, I can
All
hear.
right. So yours is a little bit faded.
Okay.
All right. So I'll start up. I'll run down the scores, and then we'll start talking about some of these conferences. And let me see. Make sure I get my buddy. Big thank you to Nate Rollins from the Whitman Hanson Express, Adam Sheehan for giving us some of these scores too. This is week 2. We'll get the when you are ready.
Okay, here we go.
Oh,
All right, you gotta turn your mic on. You gotta turn the mic on.
Mhm.
Right where you just turn it up, see how it's not lit? Looks-
Oh,
yeah,
right here?
yeah.
Okay.
There you go, see?
yeah.
It's magic. All right, so here we go. We're gonna cover these conferences again, but right now we'll just give you an update. This is Friday night football here in southeastern Mass. It was North Attleboro over Mansfield in overtime, 27-21. Boston College loses to Springfield State, 56-12. An upset Archbishop Williams in 2 overtimes. They blank Norwell 6-0. Duxbury takes care of Situate, 44-22. Southeastern overtimes beats Case High School 35-27. Cardinal Spelman loses to Hull 27-6. Attleboro beats Bishop Feen 27-7. Rockland over Silver Lake 35-9. Methuen over Marshfield 38-28. Dennis Sharmuth, they beat Boston English 28-16. Another upset alert. Malden loses to Ashland 28-0. Dayton Rehoboth beats Austin Prep 20-6.
Okay, Dominic, they can't hear you.
Who can't hear me?
Well, my husband says they can't hear you.
Oh, turn my mic
Oh.
on.
Oh my God! No wonder. All right,
There
let's do
you
it
go.
again.
Why don't you start over?
All right, we're gonna do. All right,
Slow down. He
all right,
said,
back-
slow down.
back the music up again. Let's
All
try
right.
this again.
All right.
All
Oh,
right.
you can keep it going, but
I like to begin that music.
yeah, I know
That's
you
a
do.
little-
I know
All
you
right.
do.
There's a
All
little
right.
And
All right, Lou. Here
slow
we
down.
go.
Yes, slow down.
All right, Lou. Here we go. This is only for Lou. Make sure I got my days right. Where is he?
Slow
All
down.
right. It was Walpole over Natick, 26-0. Stoughton beats Braintree beats Stoughton 27-6. Reading over Barnstable 37-22. Sandwich over Carver 27-14. Old Colony blanks Cape Cod Tech 32-0. Plymouth South over Revere 35-20. It was Westboro over Sharon. Sharon over Westboro 40-28. Holliston blanks Medway 48-0. West Bridgewater loses to Fairhaven 40-20. King Philip beats Needham 42-0. Seekonk beats Diamond Regional 20-0. Canton blanks Norton 29-0. East Bridgewater loses a close one to Nauset in Nauset 21-0. Continuing on, Franklin beats Brockton 37-6. Big defensive game for Brockton. They were on the field 41 minutes of that game. Westwood over Burlington, 40-7. It was Dedham over Medfield, 34-13. Severian blanks Bridgewater Raynham, 35-0. Upset, Whitman-Hanson beats Foxborough in Foxborough, 7-0. They improved to 2-0 in the young season. Westwood over Falmouth, 26-20. Another early one, double overtime. It was North Attleboro over Mansfield, 27-21. Springfield Central beats BC High 56-12. Archbishop William in two overtime beats Norwell 6-0. Duxbury over Situate 44-22. In overtime, Southeastern beats Case 35-27. Cardinal Spellman loses to Hull 27-6. Attleboro over Bishop Fien 27-7. A lot of scores, eh? Rockland over Silver Lake 35-9. Marshfield over Methuen over Marshfield 38-28. Dennis Yarmouth over Boston English 28-16. Malden Catholic loses to Ashland 28-0. Dighton Rehoboth beats Austin Prep 20-6. Walpole notches his first win over Natick since 2014. Quincy over Oliver Ames 27-22. Milford over Wellesley 34-14. Randolph over Millis 32-30. Hopkinton over Algonquin 22-18. Old Rochester over Bishop Stang 34-20. New Bedford loses to Middleborough. Satcham's off to a 2-0 start. They beat them 42-12. Plymouth North over Hanover 24-6. Milton over Franklin 47-6. Apponequet beats Abington by 3, 30-27. Catholic Memorial, they blank LaSalle Academy out of Rhode Island 47-7. Holbrook loses to Wareham 22-14. Hingham blanks Arlington 49-0. Blue Hills loses to Essex Techs in an upset 40-14. And Taunton improves to 2-0 with a 41-0 win over Durfee High School. And those are all our scores.
Well, that's
Could you guys hear me pretty good?
Yeah.
All right,
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Because I just had my mouth to the side. I should be talking like this, but I didn't have my glasses on, so I was like squinting at the same time trying to get those things up. So those are your scores
Yes.
from Friday night, and we got some other things coming up. So you can lower that. You can bring that down now. You can stop it or fade it down. Yep.
I actually wanted to point out that
Yes. And then
it
hold
was North Attleboro's first win at Mansfield since 2015.
it. Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
That's impressive. So who
Yeah.
wants to go first in that conference and talk about that conference? Anybody? I'll go first because you guys are looking at me with the in the headlights. So. I'm going to show you how to mess this up the right way, so don't worry about it. I'm going to show you exactly how it's done. If you
Okay,
want to,
first of
yes.
all, tell everybody what the assignment was.
Oh, their assignment, through our thread. Yeah, for people who don't know, good point. So what we did, that's true. Well, we said we covered high school football, and we're only doing 6 out of the 15 conferences that we usually cover. So you know what we'll do? We'll impress them even more. So right now, well, everybody that's listening, I had the Southeast Conference, so talk about Division 1. Joe had the Mayflower. Is Joe, is Joe on? Nope. Now he's on. Go ahead, Joe.
The
What's the other button? Is that another mic?
Which
Should
one?
that be on?
No, that's that one. That's 4.
Oh, okay.
That's 4.
All right, gotcha.
Right, it's a lot of buttons for the poor
All
kid.
right.
You know, he's trying.
Hey, Joe. So everyone knows Joe Celia is our new intern here
Yes.
at Void
Yay.
Sports. So we're breaking him in. He was here last week with the team from Milford, which was a lot of fun, I have to say. I mean, those guys were incredible and way too cute. So welcome, Joe.
Thank you.
And
It's a
yes,
pleasure.
the first assignment,
Right to the fire.
right to the fire. You
Right.
got it. That's how we roll here.
Too funny.
And so you had the Mayflower League?
Yes, I had the Mayflower. So
Ah.
we, I didn't realize like how many actual teams are like in the Mayflower.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Learn something from
It's like the
doing this
conference just
homework.
grows and grows and grows with
Yep.
more teams.
It really does. So, like Luce said, Luce had the Bay State Conference, which is just south of Boston, but in the South Shore. Catherine, a.k.a. Casey, I'll just say Casey for short. She had the Hawk, and Justin had the South Shore League. I had the Southeast Conference. Now, to continue on in other conferences, and I don't know, this is good education for Joe, so he knows how many conferences we have.
Yeah, I actually also wanted to point out in
Yes.
the North versus Mansfield game, it was actually their second win of the season under new coach Mike Strachan, who used to coach Attleboro.
All right, so make sure you're holding that spot, Jay.
Mm-hmm.
Is it blinking?
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, we can hear you. I just
Yeah,
want
we can hear you.
to make sure he has the spot. So Jay's a little rusty. You know, he's getting his feet wet again. You blink. You
Yeah,
hit that?
that's
Yeah,
understandable.
hit that.
There you go. So we're good.
All right.
All right. So now I just don't want us to go into a commercial while
Yeah,
we're
we
talking.
Yeah, we got almost a minute left before the first break.
Okay.
Excellent. Watch the timer.
And the North defense actually stopped the Mansfield's offense by the 1 yard line.
Wow.
It was twice
Whoa.
that happened.
See, that's good reporting right there. That's great
Absolutely.
reporting.
Yeah, because I'm reading the article on the Hawkmock.
Right?
There you
And that was
go.
our homework, right?
Yeah.
To talk about them. So the other leagues, just to educate Joe, we also cover the Tri-Valley, which is Bellingham, Norton, Medway, Ashland. Those are Holliston. Those are some of the teams in that, right? And then, guys, make sure we also try to cover the Catholic Conference, which is like Severian, BC
And
High.
Bishop Fian in
Well,
that
Bishop
one?
Fian's in the small. They're in the small with Cardinal Spellman. So once they got rid of the East Coast Conference, which had left after Coyle Cassidy School, left. I'll say it in a nice way. They left. They closed the doors. You had Fian, Bishop Stang left in the EAC, so they all went into the Central Catholic Conference with
Martha's Vineyard was in that conference.
Martha's Vineyard.
I
They
don't
were
know where
floating
they went.
between that. They stayed they went to the Cape Cod League. Oh, we'll be right back.
Oh,
Oops.
oopsies!
So we just gotta do that. Did you turn that off by accident?
No, I don't think I clicked on it.
Oh, knucklehead. I was just click on it next time we come back.
Alright.
You.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. I just got the cue from Don to bring us back in. We are in studio talking about high school sports football. And we're kind of going over the conferences in Massachusetts through MIAA and, kind of giving you or highlighting what's going on in each of the conferences. So we were given the homework of covering some of the divisions or conferences, right?
Absolutely correct.
And so Dom, before the break, was going over.
Yeah, we can tell Joe how far we actually try to reach. So he hasn't left yet, so maybe when I get to talking, he might want to change his
Love it.
mind. But, well, anyway, so I started with the Tri-Valley, mentioned a couple teams. The other conference that's not in here is the South Coast Conference, and we talked about that outside. That's Old Rochester, that's Dayton Rehoboth, that's Fairhaven, and let me try to think a couple more. Apponequet, thank you. Some of those conferences, and that's the other one. And then you have the Central Catholic, the one that Bishop Stang and Fian went to, which they're in with Austin Prep, Archbishop Williams, Bishop Stang went over there. So you have that. Then you have the Cape and Island leagues, where the Vineyard went with Nantucket and they went with Barnstable and Dennis Sharmat. So they're all over there. So we have that league as well. And this is more or less what we try to bring them in. If we can't get them in, try to bring them in by a phone call if we can. If they want to call in. Like I was going to try to set up an interview with Brockton head coach Peter Colombo. It's his last year.
Oh, Peter Colombo, I know him very well.
Yeah, so Peter.
How do you know Peter Colombo?
So I actually work at one of the schools in Brockton. I think it's the same Peter Colombo.
Yeah.
Is he the head coach of football? Older gentleman.
I'm like 90% sure it's him.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got a
I-
connection.
at least I think that's the right Peter Colombo, unless there's multiple ones.
Well, when he calls
Yeah,
in
yeah.
2 weeks, I'll say, "Do you know this guy?"
Oh yeah.
Right, we'll ask him. So you're blinking, right? Nope. Hit the mouse to hold the spot.
Okay.
Then just move the cursor. There you go. So now it's blinking. So now we won't go into commercial. So that's. I feel like I'm missing a conference.
Are you missing the South Shore?
South Shore League.
That's what I have.
That's
That's
his.
what you had.
Yeah, that's his
okay.
conference. And Luce has Bay State, which is like Needham, Wellesley, Brookline.
Do you do Big Three or no?
There's no more Big Three.
Oh, there's no
Big
more
Three's
Big Three.
abolished. It's called the Southeast Conference now.
Oh.
So what they did is they put Dartmouth, Bridgewater, Raynham, Durfee, Brockton, and New Bedford in the Southeast Conference. They abolished the Big Three. Back in the day, it used to be called the Suburban League.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the Patriot League. Oh, God forbid! Thank God Nate and Tom are not listening. The Patriot League.
How do you know that?
Because I shouldn't say that because Nate's on his way to see his sister, who's going to. She's at that charter school now in Marion. I'm not even going to say the school's name because I know I'm going to butcher it. But he's up there watching his sister play soccer. She made the soccer
Nice.
team.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So the Patriot League, we have the Patriot League, Whitman Hanson. We cover. So we try to, we cover. Well, Nate covers a lot of Whitman Hanson, and also gives us exposure out that way. So we cover that part. You know what I mean? And then like Lucy will do the Seekonk, Somerset, Fall River area. I'll try to do the Brockton area, KC, and oh my God, Justin. They'll try to help us with the Hawk. But now I'm going to try to give the South Shore League to Justin.
Mm-hmm.
So
Get
he
the Attleboroughs in there.
in the Attleboroughs out of the Hawk. But so those are just some of the kind. I know I'm missing like two conferences.
Are you missing? What about Atlantic? Isn't there the Atlantic Coast Conference?
That got abolished.
That one got
Yeah.
abolished too?
So what they did is they threw some of those teams in the the ACC. They threw them in the Cape League and some in the Bay State League. So they used to be called the Atlantic Coast.
Yeah.
Yep. Not anymore. So that's done too. I'm almost positive that's done.
Yeah, because I think they had wasn't Plymouth in one of them?
Yeah. They went to the Patriot League.
Oh, they went to Patriot.
Yeah. So those are some of the conferences we try to cover and stuff like that. So next week, before I forget, we will have Middleborough will be in here next week.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we'll have the 12-year-olds in the team we saw on TV that won the states and went on to the World Series.
Middleborough.
Yep.
So coaches and team or
Coaches and teams.
nice.
So we'll have that.
Nice.
Yep.
And this is in
What's that?
baseball, football,
Baseball.
baseball.
Little League.
Okay, so
I didn't say that.
we're still
Sorry.
covering
Yeah.
baseball,
Oh yeah.
even though we're talking football today.
Oh yeah. We're everywhere. We're like a bad record that skips a lot. I know you guys don't know
Oh,
what
just
records
pick
are.
a sport. Any
Yeah,
sport,
exactly.
yeah.
Wherever we can get. Wherever we can get. So who wants to go? I'm going to go first. South Shore League.
Go ahead, Dom.
So what I'll do is I'll tell you who's in my league, like I told before, and I'll tell you how I'll tell you how they made out. So right now you have Brockton, Bridgewater, Raynham, New Bedford, Durfee, and Dartmouth. Those are the 5 teams. Brockton lost after winning their first game. They're 1-1. They have two great coaches. They have two great wide receivers. One kid's named Osanabi, and I only know that because I cover the games on TV for Brock Nexus TV. You have Cameron Montero, who's also a basketball player. Two very fast wideouts. The thing that hurt him in the Franklin game is that Franklin kept him on the field for 41 minutes of that game.
Wow.
So it was more of a defensive game that they, that kind of killed them. The kids were probably tired and stuff like this. So Franklin took advantage of it. Franklin proves, of course, it's a Hawk. That's yacht division. They proved it 2-0. So Brockton's 1-1. New Bedford is 0-2. Bridgewater Raynham with their new coach. It's the old Cole Cassidy coaching staff. Great guys. They unfortunately fall to 0-2. They have not scored a touchdown yet. They got blanked.
Oh, really?
Yep, they got blanked by Milford and they got blanked by Severian last night.
Is the coach? Is it Chris Pabst?
Pabst is an assistant coach on that staff.
No, he's assistant.
Yep. That's a great memory.
Mm-hmm.
So right now. Brockton looks like they're in the lead. Everyone else is not on. Dartmouth won. Dartmouth is 1-1. So you have a tie for the Southeast Conference in week 2. You have Dartmouth and Brockton. Brockton opens their home opener next Friday. So I'll be at Brockton High calling that game on this TV station, which is a lot of fun. And of course, I messed up the games, and I didn't realize that I was live. So I looked over at the program director and I said, "Hey, do you mind if I give you the PSA for our 40 Sports Talk?" And the guy, his name's Mike Simmons. They call him Mike the Postman Simmons because I guess he was a mailman in the Navy when he was in the service. And he looked right at me like a straight face. He's a heavyset guy, nice guy. You know we're live on TV right now, right? I said, "What are you talking about?" "We're live." I said, "I thought you couldn't get the stream going." "Oh, no, we're live." Now everybody knows. I'm like, hey, self-promotion. How did I do?
Nothing wrong with self-promotion.
Right?
Spicing it up a
Nothing
little bit.
wrong with
Right?
that.
All right, and he's like, and then I was working with Miles Jackson. He does basketball with me too for Brockton. He's just like shaking his head. He's just like shaking his head at me. It was a lot of fun. I'm like, hey, you got to self-promote, How are we doing for time?
We got almost 5 minutes.
Nice. All right, so that's my
Excellent.
that's the Southeast Conference, the roundup of the
Okay.
Southeast.
So I wanted to mention this.
Please.
Well,
We're going to the Hawk. You got it. Take it away.
it's actually Attleboro and Bishop Ian, which is a non-league game.
Yeah.
Attleboro 27, Bishop Ian 7. So I wanted to go over the stats from the whole game. So in the first quarter, Bishop Ian scores a 10-yard touchdown, led by Dante Bruschi. He's the son of Patriots Hall of Famer Teddy Bruschi.
Nice.
Oh, that's
Nice.
right. Okay.
Yeah,
Local guy.
and he actually scored a 10-yard touchdown run in the first quarter,
Nice.
and the kick was good. And that was actually, unfortunately, their only score of the whole game. And in the second quarter, Anthony Salviati, from Attleboro, he actually scored a 30-yard fumble return touchdown, and then their kick was good. And then in the third quarter, Adrian Rivera scored a 4-yard touchdown run, and unfortunately their extra point was blocked.
Oh, wow.
And in the fourth quarter, Anthony Salviati actually scored a touchdown via interception for 20 yards, and their kick was good. And Aiden Ramirez's 24-yard pass from Matt Harvey for a touchdown, and their kick was good. So it was 27-7. It was the final score.
You said
Nice.
Fian scored first,
Yes.
so it was 27 unanswered points.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice. Good job, young lady.
Nice.
So do you
There
have
you
any records of any of those teams out? Well, I know Franklin's 2-0 and I know King Philip's 2-0.
Attleboro, they're
Actually,
2-0.
Yeah. So Brockton's Taunton's 2-0 because they
And
won.
Bishop Ian is 0-2 because I know they got beaten by North Attleboro last week, 28-6.
And that's the Central Catholic Central. That's the one that has Stang and those guys in it. So I know this. I know Archie's lost. I'll just talk about off the top of my head what I saw. Let me see. So Fian's 0 for 2. I know this doesn't sound too professional on the radio, but it is 0-2. Archie's is 1-1. Austin Prep is undefeated. They're 2-0, so they're probably leading that league. They have a small conference, so you know how the Hawk has 2 divisions, Davenport and Kelly Rex. They only have 1 division.
Just one big division.
Yeah, just like the Southeast Conference, you have those 5 teams. That's it. There's no other big Division 1 teams. Yeah, so that's it. That's all. Oh, I think Sharon's 2-0, but they play out of the small, right? Sharon won again, so that's 2-0, but they play out of the small one.
Yeah, I think they're in
The small division with the
Yeah.
smaller schools out of the Hawk. So that's pretty good. Good job.
Okay,
Thank you.
so I have a question.
Absolutely.
All right, why are these conferences and all the teams, all the towns in each conference different every year?
I don't know. That's a great question because
Is it on school enrollment? Is it?
it's supposed to be based on school enrollment. So Jeff
It's
Fowler.
supposed to be.
Yeah, Jeff Fowler said years ago, and I know Jeff's not listening because he's probably doing a wedding right now, that they need to do, what they should have done is they should have went by mail enrollment, made one Division one Division
Yeah,
2, one
yeah.
Division 3, Southeast Conference, and then had them then mix in the schedule and see who's, the better teams, say top 8 out of their division, but they don't do that. A typical example, and did you purposely try to get my dander up again?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, wow.
What?
All right,
I
here-
know this is a
Here we go.
soft spot or a sour grape
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Dom's eyes.
Here we go. So anyway,
But it's also good to hear because
It is. No,
I'm
you're right.
sure people out there are like, why are they changing divisions and the conferences every year?
because you'll be here for the football playoffs, and you'll probably be here for the hockey playoffs. So what happens, it gets me irritated, and my my Italian blood starts to boil. Dartmouth will play Division I hockey. They'll play in the South Coast Conference. Come playoff time, they'll kick them down to Division II. No idea. Middleborough will play in their division, and they'll actually go up in hockey. And it makes no sense to me at all how they do that. No
Yeah.
sense.
I know with some schools, some teams will be their overall Division I school, but in some sports, they're like D2, D1. It changes all the time.
Oh my God, and it's terrible. We talk about it all the time. And then when I start getting a dander, that's when Lucy jumps in and says, okay, it's time for me to take
Right.
over. Because someone's rambling. She's her nice way of saying,
Right,
Don,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
rambling on, shut up. Okay, let's move on with the show.
When I remember back in high school when I would do cross country, Bridgewater Rainham was actually D2 for cross country, but Division I for everything
Right?
else.
Does that
Only
make any
D2
sense?
for
That
cross
makes
country.
no sense.
And
Yeah.
it's all supposed to be
And
based
it's a
on.
different sport
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
well.
Well, because cross country had 6 divisions when I was there, but then once it came to all states, they just did large schools, small schools, so 1 through 3, 4 through 6.
Good example, South Shore League, the one that. Oh, we'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Oh.
Did you hit that?
Yeah, I hit that.
Oh, you didn't let us go to the timeout. You didn't let us go out.
Oh.
Oh, we want to work it into the thing. So when you're ready to go, just give me a break,
Okay.
and then we'll professionally take it out because that
Okay.
just cut us off.
Alright.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it is. But it's good practice to count out and count back in, you know?
I was going to ask
I'm sorry?
unless the TV was lagging.
Yeah, it could be. There is
Maybe.
a
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to 40 Sports Talk here at 1320 AM WARA Radio. You can call in at 508-222-1320. That is 508-222-1320. we are continuing to talk about Freeform Saturday, actually, which is football. We are talking about scores from Friday night, which was last night.
And we're also talking about all the conferences in.
She wants to get my dander up again before she finishes her weekend.
We love getting Dom's dander up,
Yep,
especially on a Freeform Saturday. Right?
exactly correct. So the other thing, Joe, to get back at what you were saying and what Lucy started, the trouble Lucy started. So Hull used to be in the South Shore League, the league that the one that Justin's covering this year. So their male enrollment is really small compared to East Bridgewater, Norwell, Cohasset, Hingham's Patriot League, Abington, just to name a couple of those teams. And so they said, they belong in the Hockomock. They belong in the MAC. So they finally put them in the MAC, which made sense. And now they're competing. As she takes a picture of me, I hope my vein isn't
Just
popping
smile,
out.
just smile. Perfect.
Oh boy, that's gonna look great on Facebook. But you know what I mean.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So Hull also doesn't have enough players to play hockey, so they'll do co-ed with maybe I think last year they did Middleborough. A lot of teams you'll see they'll do that, because they don't have enough guys.
Back in
Southeastern used to do BP and West Bridgewater, and we actually went up to BU and covered twice when Southeastern won the. But then, so they'd win the Tech division, the state championship. Then they throw them in Division II, and they'd get bounced in the first round. Why don't you just have a Tech state championship and call it? Because, we don't have that many. I don't know I have no idea what they're thinking, nor should I really care, but it bothers me.
That's okay.
When I used to, another cross-country thing, when I used to actually, in our division, we would face all the way up north from like the Cape Ann, Manchester, Essex. They would combine in winter with Gloucester because they didn't have enough people for the entire team.
Same idea, yeah.
So they would just combine teams.
Someone in their ultimate glory, you mentioned it about how you saw, and we've seen it before, where they see the bigger Division I teams go, because they'll put them, like you said, cross country, they'll put them in Division II, but they're Division I.
Right.
Why? Why would you do
doesn't-
that? Are you worried about them dominating? They still have to. It's all done on the field,
Yeah.
right? Like here's something that used to take me up before. Durfee, when they were building their program, right, and they went through coaching staff, they played the big three. Everyone else was a Division II school. They wouldn't like BR, Brockton. No disrespect to Durfee, because they're more of a basketball, baseball, volleyball type of program. Football's like a secondary sport, but they have no chance. They have to play Division I because of their size. But they'll play like the smallest schools in the MAC.
Right.
Or the smallest schools in the Hockomock.
Right.
But they had to play the other Division I teams.
Like the smaller D1 schools.
Right, exactly. 1A, 2B, whatever they used to do it back then. And I used to say, well, that ain't. I'm like, of course they're going to be.
It's
7.
like the equivalent of it, right?
Like, no wonder you're 7-3, but you lost everybody in your division, but you beat up on the other. It is what it is. You still got to play the games on the field.
That's right.
But male enrollment should have some type of. If you're going to use that as your as a learning point, or not a learning point, if you're going to use that to make your divisions, I guess, well, do it the right. Use it that way. Use that criteria. There's the word. Use that criteria you're going to use to make these divisions. Do it the right way. Don't just put just because. Oh well, I get Joey's hurt, and whatever. Somewhere around. I don't think that there's much thinking. They get paid great money. I know that. They get paid. They get great money working for the state and the MIAA. Oh my God, they do. All right, I'm done.
Thank you, Dom.
Welcome. I feel
That
better.
was enlightening.
I can feel my blood pressure moving up.
Oh yeah.
I hope Lou's enjoying this.
How high is it?
Oh, it's pretty high.
So let's just cut to the chase.
Talk
by
to me.
this.
Talk to me.
So another non-league game, which was Whitman-Hanson defeating Foxborough 7-0.
I saw that on TV.
Which would be the only score of the game.
Yep.
That would be in the third quarter. That was by Will Frazier from Whitman-Hanson. It's a 19-yard run for a touchdown.
Nice.
And with Brendan Moore's kick, it was good.
Excellent. Great job, young lady.
So what does that tell you? Both defenses sounded pretty good,
Absolutely.
right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I saw that on Foxborough Access TV last night.
7-zip.
I'm actually
7-zip,
I'm
yeah.
actually surprised because all my years, when I was in high school, when we would be playing against Foxborough and other tough teams in the Hockomock division, I'm just surprised.
Oh my, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, who would like to go next? How are we doing for time, young man?
6 minutes.
We got time.
I can
Oh,
kill
plenty
6
of
minutes. I
time.
can do 6
You all
minutes.
right?
All right,
Talk-
go
let's-
Joe.
So
Actually,
Yep.
you know
Sorry.
what?
go first.
No, no. I don't want to
being a
go first.
gentleman.
Since Joe is new here and really hasn't told us where he's from
True.
and what you're all about,
That's true.
just a short little
Oh, of course.
bio. Why are you here?
So, just I'll try to make it as
Brief.
short as brief as possible.
There you go.
Basically, I'm just trying to pursue the career that I've always wanted to pursue in sports radio, broadcasting, writing, and I definitely felt that an internship like this would be would definitely kickstart something like that.
Good for you.
I've always been like an avid sports fan, especially with the Boston Celtics and the New England Patriots. I do give some love to the Red Sox and Bruins once in a while, but I definitely felt that this was like the best opportunity for me to not only get experience but meet new people in the field and who had the same passions and dreams that I do.
And so it sounds like a career change.
Yeah, for sure.
And so what was the formal career?
So I actually wanted to go get my undergrad in sports media, but the school that I was applying for was just a little too pricey. So there was like a secondary career that I also like enjoyed working in schools, but it's definitely something that I know that it wouldn't fill my tank as much as working in sports.
There
sports
you go.
field. Yeah,
Go for what you want to do.
absolutely.
Just tell everybody, right? You guys are on your way.
So
Definitely. All right, Joe,
I
let's hear your
covered
division.
the Mayflower
Okay.
Conference. There are really two games in particular that caught my eye. It was Bristol Plymouth at Old Colony. Old Colony defeated Bristol Plymouth 20-8. Bristol Plymouth's, even though it was a crushing defeat, Bristol Plymouth's coach had stated had nothing but praise for his young quarterback, even after the defeat. He only completed 2 passes out of 16 attempts and an interception, but he did add a touchdown of his own from running the ball 6 times and gained 88 yards. So he brings a different type of toughness, I feel, to the game with his legs if he can't do it with his arm.
Right. And then they, unfortunately, no, they played what was the score?
That was last Saturday. It was
Last
20-8.
Saturday. How'd they,
Yeah.
do they have a game to, I don't know what they.
Bristol Plymouth on my schedule says they're facing Diamond.
Oh, next week. Maybe they have a bye.
Yeah, I think on the schedule it said a bye, so
Yep.
next weekend will be against Diamond.
That'll be, that's where they go back into division. No, that was, well, Old Colony's in the small.
Right.
And BP, biggest school, they're in the large in that conference. Yeah, so it must be a bye. So unfortunately, they're 0-1.
And then the second game was West Bridgewater at Fairhaven. West Bridgewater being in the Mayflower, it was an out-of-league game. But through Fairhaven, they had running back Justin Marks, who scored 5 total touchdowns
Wow.
in the game, 25 attempts on 101 yards, and he tied a Fairhaven record for most touchdowns
Nice.
actually in a game. Also added 100 yards just receiving, not just running. So
Wow.
we had over 200 yards of scrimmage in that game. So it's absolutely crazy considering almost like NFL numbers per se.
Wow.
And yeah, those are mainly the 2 scores that I really like caught my eye through like the box scores and what I had saw.
And then the other one is Hull, who's now 2-0.
Yeah.
So they're right now, they're in the driver's seat. They play out of the bigger conference. I think it's the big. They got to play out of the big because they came from the South Shore League. So they're probably in the bigger division
Right.
out of the MAC. And then Diamond, I think Diamond's 1-1 now. I think they're 1-1.
Diamond Regional?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're 1-1.
Wow.
I think that they're in the large.
Yeah, with
Okay.
BP.
and Blue Hills. Yeah.
Interesting.
And Blue Hills.
Blue Hills is 0-2. Let me see. Let's think about your conference for a minute. Let me
They have
see.
Avon, Bishop Conley,
Yeah.
Bristol Aggie,
Yeah.
Westport, Upper Cape, Tri-County.
Yeah, Avon plays with
Oh.
Holbrook.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a combined thing. They've always
Another
done that.
combination.
Okay.
Yeah.
there.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
So where is Fall River?
Fall River.
Yeah. Old Durfee.
Durfee?
Yeah.
It's in Fall River.
No, I mean,
Are you-
what,
you
now,
tri-
what division
The
are
conference
they?
that they're in.
The
Southeast Conference.
Southeast Conference.
Yeah,
Okay, so
Diamond
that covers-
Diamond Regional
Yeah.
is a VOTEC school that will say play
Right.
out of the MAC.
Right.
Okay, I'm sorry.
How much time do we have left?
We have a lot of time. We have 9 hours, 14 minutes.
No, that's false. What we really have is a minute 30.
All right, a
Minute
minute 30.
30.
Perfect.
So what's your question? I'm sorry.
No, I was just wondering why Diamond Regional is in that.
The MAC?
Yeah.
Because they're a VOTEC school.
Okay, but they're in there with Westport and Bishop Conley.
Westport, Bishop Conley, like even I've noticed like I've always wondered why they don't just do like towns that are directly next to each other.
Right.
Are just
I
one
always have too.
conference.
That was my question.
I mean, even
Yeah,
though the
Dan-
division size, the division sizes would be different. So I guess they try to make it as competitive as possible.
Yeah, and then that's supposed to be the mail enrollment. Now you're talking technical schools.
Right.
Hull's only in there because they're so small.
Right.
Bishop Conley's in there because they're so small, right? Diamond, we know, is a Voc school, Tri-County. South Shore League, South Shore Voc out of Hanover. They're in that league. They're another small, another VOTEC school. So the only other VOTEC schools you don't have is Hull and, oh my God, we just said it, Bishop Conley. So time to take a break?
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
All right, take it out.
Me?
Yeah.
I never did this before. You are listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk here on the news station. 1320 AM WARA and online, all one word. 4deepsportstalk.com. We're having so much fun here on a free-form Saturday. We're giving you a recap of what we know about high school football week 2. The gang and myself will be back with more right after this.
Okay, mute the mics. Welcome back, everybody. Yes, I can hear. That's okay. We have the sports master, on the boards today, and we're going to be rotating who gets to be on the board every week, just to keep us up to date and practiced, and timing is everything here. So
I would love to do this full time.
So we were talking about the conferences in high school football here in Massachusetts, covering all of the conferences, right, Dom?
Yeah, we touched on the Patriot League a little bit, touched a little bit. We went a little bit off topic. Well, Hawk, yep, got the Hawk in. Casey did a great job covering that, and Joe, I can't say that because it's a kid's show. Got off his training wheels and started talking about the Mac, so he kind of got that under his belt.
Yeah,
as
and
he comes in as his own as a radio journalist. Right?
Absolutely. And you know what? Every person that comes in here gets thrown to the fire. So
Oh, boy.
expect
All right.
the unexpected.
It's all right.
Really.
Yeah,
really.
you know,
and it's good.
yeah.
It's good practice.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Keeps you on your toes. So when we throw you on the board next week, it's don't be.
His eyes just rolled in the back of his head.
I know, right?
Don't worry.
I know.
Just a
I
heads
know.
up. Might be a little messy, but we'll
That's
make it
okay.
work.
Trust
That's
me.
how you learn.
We'll make it work.
It
It's
will
the best
definitely
spot
work.
to do it.
It'll definitely work.
And you'll definitely see it like on the TV, like what
Oh, yeah.
that would be like. Yeah.
Right. All right.
So Louis says, I've never seen Dom move so much.
Oh, really? That's because we're not in a commercial. The thing didn't go.
Right?
Oh, we got
Oh,
we got a
call.
call.
Oh, we got a call.
All right. So turn that up. Turn the call. Turn the volume up. Nope. Yep. Turn it up. Hit the button. Hit the flashing button. The button that's flashing. Bang. Hi, you're first on 4 Deep Sports Talk as we cover high school ball and everything else, and you name it. Get my dander up. Hello, who's this?
Hello, this is Louie.
Louie.
How you doing, Louie?
Louie, she's purposely trying to tick me off on a Saturday, I think.
It's a freeform Saturday.
It's
We
a
were- He was
freeform.
due.
I was overdue.
I'm glad to see your dander is up, Dom.
Oh, boy. As soon as I get into that. Huh?
What I'd like to say is I remember going back into the 70s when we first moved here to Somerset.
Yep.
Somerset was part of the Nari League.
Oh, wow.
And it was Old Rochester, Falmouth, and a few, all the other schools, Case and whatnot. But I remember it was such a big deal. I think it was my sophomore year when I was in high school. So I had to probably be maybe 74. And we joined the conference with Durfee. That's when they started the Southeastern Mass League. Because before that was the Nari League.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. That's
And that was a big deal for us because, we were stepping up. Like you're talking about all these, different conferences. And at the time, there weren't that many conferences, so that was a big deal. And I remember our head football coach, Edwin Winslow, and he was we were having practice one day, and we saw some of the people from Durfee coming over, scouting and whatnot, and he got really upset, and that was such a really big deal back then.
Yeah, back then, I think, well, not maybe then, but remember during like the late 70s, 80s, the coaches would take their old VHS tapes and meet over at Dunkin' Donuts and swap them, or meet over at some bar and swap tapes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then now they do it on that other program called Huddle, so everyone can see each other, and you don't have to
Huddle?
meet
That's
Huddle.
right. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's called Huddle. But all right, as a fan, when I got you on the phone, you know how upset I get about. Well, your wife definitely knows how upset I get about it, and like when we do our playoff schedule, and then they just move these teams around, and this team's in Division 1, now they're going down to Division 3 to play in whatever tournament. I just think that's so unfair, and you know what I mean. It just goes up my butt. Well, not like that, but
I totally agree with you because even like with my wife, where she was from Tiverton,
Yeah.
we were from Somerset, and it was night and day between the competition that we faced.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and I could see even with Lucy when she was covering the games for BCC and whatnot. And, this is the community colleges. You could see the difference just in the quality, even the size of the players.
It's unbelievable.
Especially with football. To me, it's just like it's like somebody wants make money off of it or something, and the kids are just thrown into the mix. And because I remember playing my sophomore year. We played against New Bedford, and that was a big deal for us because we had a long bus ride, and it was just different. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I think it was very unsettling to the kids.
Oh yeah, I mean, think about that. They always try to use a rule of thumb, male enrollment. All right, New Bedford has a lot more kids than Somerset.
Mm.
And now huh?
Or even exactly just like Lucy was inquiring about the Diamond Regional.
Yep.
And as a vocational school, or even like I remember playing like Crail Cassidy and whatnot. Those kids were pretty big. but you could just see them even when they get off the bus and whatnot coming in. And sometimes it just spook you.
It does, and I don't think it's right. I mean, I don't know. I could assume and be fictional about it and say, well, this one's paying off that one, this one's doing that. I mean, I'm just joking, but at the same time,
Right.
it doesn't make any sense, because you take the sales and the kids are trying, they're getting bowled over by kids twice their size or whatever. And I mean, it all gets to play. I mean, it all gets played in the field eventually. I mean, for years, Coyle would play Bristol, Plymouth when I was over there, and the games were competitive. And then Coyle's class just had those kids that come up, and their kids were just unbelievable. Next, you know, BP's coming down to reality just like a Diamond would or a Blue Hills would, and they're getting smoked by Coyle. You know, just the way it fell those couple years. Oh, that's a great idea. Let BP play Coyle all the time. And I'm like, okay, that's great. You know, it was a close game. The game went to 4 overtimes, whatever, but and then Coyle had that class. They get the new class in with the kids, you know, from wherever they're coming from, and they're beating the crap out of Bristol, Plymouth. I'm like, this is a dumb idea. It was a dumb idea before. It's still a dumb idea.
Exactly.
You know, just have them play within their male enrollment classes.
And they didn't, you're just talking football, but even like we said, I remember in Somerset we had gymnastics.
Yeah.
And that was something great, you know what I mean? And even with volleyball and whatnot, even field hockey. Somerset always had a great field hockey team. And you can just see, those kids playing against each other. You have to remember, these are all kids. These are all teenagers. They're in high school, you know what I mean? Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I get the sports sometimes. Maybe you just mentioned gymnastics. Maybe that could be close to being somewhat competitive with the athletes, and maybe even volleyball. But I don't know. There's a reason why you keep these conferences by mail enrollment, supposedly, and the playoffs. But then you go off the cuff and you create your own format, and you're wondering, like, why is that team playing there? Then I get upset. Lucy laughs at me. Everyone laughs at me. And I just don't think it's fair.
I agree with you, because even like what Joe said, where the cross country was in a different division with different sports, which just makes sense.
Right. I think he's trying to get my dander up, too.
Well, of course,
Well, there goes his free beverage.
There you go.
Free?
No Dunkin' Donuts for him.
Bing! All right, Lou, thank you. It's great. Huh?
Yep. Great talking to you.
Yeah, great to hear your
Thanks for the
voice.
call.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lou.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye, Catherine. Happy birthday. Belated happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, so we drop the call. Bring the volume down. There we go. How are we doing for time in the gray?
12. It's about to end at 12:57.
12:57. So what we'll do is we can. We try. You want to do yours real fast?
Yeah, I'll do it real fast.
You got 30. You got
it isn't
60
bad.
seconds.
All right, I have 60 seconds. All right, so I covered the Bay State High School Football Conference. So this conference was in the MIAA, and some of the biggest 10 high schools in Massachusetts, located just southeast of Boston, southwest. Walpole, Braintree, Weymouth, Needham, Milton. And in the Cary division, it's Brookline, Wellesley, Natick, Framingham, and Newton North. And so I have some league standings, which are pretty impressive. Walpole always had a very good football, program
the Rebels,
over there.
yep.
So they're 2-0. Milton, again, another one. They're 1-0. Weymouth 1-0. Norwood 1-0. Natick 1-1. Wellesley Hills through Dedham, Braintree, Brookline, they're 0-0-0-0. I believe a lot of the games are being played today and the next couple days.
Yep.
Newton North is 0-1. Framingham is 0-2. I can tell you that Walpole's quarterback, Corey Kilroy, who is unbelievably awesome from what I hear, this is coming from the Boston Herald, he pushes to... He added yards to a Natick's defense, hanging on the football game at Walpole High School last night, and Walpole defeated Natick 26-0.
Great job.
Yeah. And just some stats from 2021, the high school and all scholastic and football all-stars. So here are some of them, and they're mostly they're all from the Bay State Conference. So shout out to Amari Marsman, Cameron Pina, Isaiah Hassel, Owen McHugh, Jack Finnegan, Liam McLaughlin, Matt Paquette, Drew Kokoris, Chase Vaughn, and Michael Fulton.
Nice.
So you're going to see a lot of these players coming up, in upcoming season. I'm sure we're going to talk about them over the next couple of weeks. As
That was a
games
great job by
continue.
you.
Oh,
That was
thank
awesome.
You.
Oh, nice.
Thank
I think
you.
she was well trained by when she was an intern. That was
Yeah.
awesome. All right, so we'll step away real fast. Next week, Middleborough will have the state champions, the 12-year-olds in.
Nice.
Next week after that, we're going to do week 4 of high school football. So now we'll
Week
talk
3?
we're missing week 3. It'll be going into week 4, right?
Week going to week
Yeah,
four.
you said
because
it
next week
was-
will be week.
Yeah,
3.
you said today was week 2.
So it'll be week 4. Yeah. All right, so then
Oh, okay.
then we'll go back with Justin. All right, we'll step away. We're out of here. We will catch you next time. Everyone have a fantastic weekend.
Mute.